and New Jersey's film and television scene is busier than ever with cameras rolling from small towns to big cities. The most recent big name project, Happy Gilmore 2 with Adam Sandler, awfully nice guy, by the way, filmed right here in the Garden State. Local businesses and restaurants welcomed the Hollywood crew, creating a buzz that was as exciting for residents as it was for the economy. And joining us now is Jon Crowley, who is the executive director of the New Jersey Motion Picture and Television Commission, to talk about the productions underway, the community seeing the spotlight, and why the Garden State has become such a go-to destination for filmmakers. Jon, welcome to On New Jersey Morning. It's good to have you on.
Ken Rosado, thanks for having me on. But wait, before we get started, where were you yesterday? We had a giant food truck festival in my town, 19 different food trucks. We do it every August, and we got another one coming up in October. So I want to see you there. We had
You've been a call.
empanadas, Cuban food, German
I
food. It
lived in
was
Miami.
across
I
the
lived in
gamut. You would
Miami
have
for
had fun.
years. I would have absolutely chowed down on the Cuban food because I lived in South Florida. I still live part-time in South Florida. That would be amazing. But so
Oh,
this is
you'd have a
fantastic.
ball. We're right on the water.
I love it. I love it. And by the way, Adam Sandler, when I worked for ABC for Channel 7, Adam Sandler used to live in the neighborhood. And he used to walk by in front of the studios while I was live on the air in the morning and have one of his kids up on his shoulders and he would have them wave. We would have him come in. Just the nicest, most down-to-earth sweetheart of a man. Bless his heart. So New Jersey's film
Well,
industry is
he's
excellent.
everywhere with his projects,
Yeah,
and when he stops into a restaurant or a deli or a bakery, people are taking pictures. And part of what we don't always talk about with film production is that people put these on social media, and then all of a sudden, these bakeries, these delis, these restaurants, the diners are exploding because people are
mhm,
like, I want to go where Adam was. And so film
exactly.
tourism is something that is really growing in the state that a lot of us can benefit from by having all these productions here.
So now, New Jersey, a lot of people forget the fact that Thomas Edison, one of the first studios in the whole world, was right here in New Jersey, right? This was the epicenter before there was a Hollywood. And we have Netflix building its mega studios in Monmouth now. That's going to be huge. So this is really the new place. It was Hollywood, then it was Georgia for a while. Now it's New Jersey. It's back to Jersey.
You,
What is bringing everybody here? You.
well, so there's five, I think, basic reasons why production is coming back to New Jersey in a big way, and I'll give you those numbers in a second. But I think for your listeners, what's interesting, like you said, so Thomas Edison invented the Black Maria, which was basically the cameras and the gear to be able to make motion pictures, but he was charging a tax to use his gear, right? It was a licensing fee, if you will. So the early filmmakers were like, we don't want to pay Thomas Edison for his gear, so they ran away as far as they could. And when they hit the Pacific Ocean, they hit Los Angeles, they hit Hollywood, and that's where they stopped. And that's where the film industry, as we know it, the modern film industry, took root again. But what's fascinating to me is that with the governor and the legislators, it's really bipartisan support of the tax incentive program. We've been drawing production back. There are 35 states with these incentives. We've been drawing production back to where New Jersey has been typically number 7 or 8 on the list of busy production hubs in the United States domestically. And this last year, we're on our way, Ken, to taking over the number 3 spot. It'll be Los Angeles, New
Whoa.
York, and then us. Right now, we've been battling back and forth with Georgia. But to finish the thought, is that the tax incentives have been bringing them back. So it's a real circle of life sort of moment where taxes drove them away and tax incentives are bringing them back. So it's good to see. And like I said, big bipartisan support to the point where in 2023, Ken, here's some, I think, good numbers. 2023, $592 million in qualified spend throughout the state. What does that mean? That means that when a production comes here, they don't bring groceries, they don't have rental trucks, they don't have they need hotel rooms. They need hardware like paint and brushes to build their sets and things like that. So they're spending that money right here in New Jersey. Last year, 2024, a big boom for New Jersey, $810 million in qualified spend. So it's a 37% increase. And when we look at Los Angeles, New York, Georgia, Alabama, Texas, Louisiana, our biggest competitors, with the exception of New York, which was stagnant. All the other ones are down. So we're the only state in the top 10 that had, an up year, 30%. And that means with it too that there was an uptick in jobs. So we went from 16,000 crew hires in 2022, 17,000 in 2023. We had, and thanks to Happy Gilmore too, who played a big role in this, we had 30,000 crew hires in New Jersey. So that's why we do it. It's the qualified spend, get them to spend their money here when they're here, and hire our people while they're here.
That's phenomenal. And I think a lot of people forget the benefit of being wedged between two of the largest cities in America, New York, the largest, and Philadelphia in the top five. So you have that epicenter of educated experience. You got I went to NYU Film School. That's where I went. I went to Tisch School. So you have one of the greatest film schools in the world located in Manhattan. But
Yeah.
many of the people I went to film school with, they're from New Jersey. So like me, I live in New Jersey, right? So it's you have this pool of talent right here that's massive, and
Yeah.
they're all looking to work. So it's great that we have the industry growing so quickly here. Would you say that the film boom?
There's five. There's
Go ahead.
five basic reasons, Ken. There's five basic reasons I think why we get so much work, and the workforce that you're talking about is 100% correct. Because productions, when they come to a state that might not have a lot of experienced crew, they worry about, well, if there's more than one or two productions going on, are they going to be able to support me with an experienced crew? And so I always say to them when they say, I want an experienced level Los Angeles crew or an experienced level New York crew, I say 40% of IATSE union members and the Teamsters live in New Jersey, and
And
they
I got to
don't
cut
want to
you right there.
go on a bridge.
John, I got to cut you because we got 20 seconds left of the whole show. I was an IATSE
Oh,
member, by the way, for years. We're going to have you back. We got
yeah.
to talk more about this. Jon Crowley, Executive Director of the New Jersey Motion Picture and Television Commission. You are awesome. We're blessed to have you in our state. Thank you so much,
Oh,
John.
thank you.
You bet, my friend. Have a great day. And